Hey, what is up everybody? How are you guys doing? Thank you for coming and checking out Bluefoot Homestead. I do appreciate any sort of support that you'd give to the channel. I originally came out, I had my hoodie here. This morning it was 34 degrees, nice and chilly. I had to have that on, but now it's warming up considerably. Got the sun beating down on me as you can see, but it's beautiful. I think it's already about 50 degrees in a matter of about an hour. But yes, beautiful. So today I wanted to kind of bring you out to the garden just to give you a quick look at where I'm standing right now. Still have a long ways to go on this, but it's coming along. It's coming along. Right now I'm prepping. Right now I'm putting stuff back, trying to get everything in place. Last video I'm organizing everything, getting set for whatever I need to get set for. But I want to talk about kind of breaking points. I got the idea from a video I just watched, and it made me realize that there are a lot of people that are kind of in the same boat, but not talking about it. No public information about it. And personally, I think people are afraid to talk about it. And that is basically a breaking point. When is enough is enough, you know? I was just watching the news. It was NBC. And they are already preparing for labeling Trump supporters as extremists. Anything that happens during and around the election is going to be criminalized, whether you're doing wrong or not. All it's going to take is to have an opinion about something, and they're going to criminalize that. They're already starting on this. Now that's pretty freaking scary. Now, everybody has this point that they can hit that they say enough is enough. 2 years ago, I did a video on how this is all going to go down, how World War III is going to go down. And a lot of the information that I get says that there will be civil unrest. There will probably be a civil war. Now, during making that video, I didn't completely agree with that. I didn't think that we would stoop so low as a country, or we would get pushed so far as a country to where we would even have to worry about that. And I'm talking about 2 years ago. This is right when Ukraine got invaded. The biggest problem that we had was the repercussions of the COVID pandemic. We had a little bit of economic issues, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's nowhere near where we're at today. So I was saying, yeah, that's a little bit far-fetched to say that we're going to go into a civil war. Now, I think a lot of people in the preparedness community have already hit their breaking point. I think that becoming a prepper to some extent is hitting that breaking point. Like, I've had enough. I need to do something. I need to take care of myself, my family, and my loved ones, because it's just up to me. I'm starting to see it spread out now. Now, what's going to happen when people break? What's going to happen when the normal person that's not a prepper, that's not a survivalist, that's not a part of any of this community breaks? It's going to be bad. I think a lot of people just kind of, they lash out in anger. When people are emotional and angry, they never make good decisions. It never works out right. It never works out to the benefit of the person that does it. That is going to be a majority of the people that break. We have had so many things building up to this. Now, it hasn't really happened yet. Like I mentioned, people in the preparedness community, we've kind of already hit that point to some extent to get us where we are today. The people that aren't preparing, the people that aren't keeping tabs on everything that's going on in geopolitics and the economy and all this stuff, and they just think everything's great, Biden's in office, everything's perfect, stock market's up, all that good stuff. There's going to be a point of realization to say that they were wrong. And when that time comes, most likely it is going to be extremely bad. Like I mentioned before. Because people are going to lash out with emotion. They're going to lash out with anger. Could that start our society to go spiral into a civil war? It definitely can. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I really hope it doesn't. Our country doesn't need it. We're walking on eggshells right now just to make this whole big picture survivable. We don't need a civil war on top of that. So, do I want it to happen? Absolutely not. Can it happen? Absolutely. And this just doesn't apply to citizens of the U.S. Take Vladimir Putin, for example. I'm going to resort back to that same video I was talking about 2 years ago, that we're going to keep backing him into a corner. And eventually, he's going to have his breaking point. Eventually, he is going to say enough is enough, and he's going to do whatever he feels that he needs to do to shut the Americans up. It ain't going to be good. I don't think it's necessarily going to be acting on emotions and anger. I think he's already hit that point in past. But he's going to act out. North Korea, I don't think is there. Iran, we're pushing them. Eventually, they're going to say enough is enough. Now, when it comes to geopolitics, they don't have to adhere to our woke, politically correct society that we do. If they want to do something, they'll do it. If they feel something is right, something's right. They're going to be able to do it. It's going to be perfectly fine with them. If we feel something's right, we're wrong. If we want to do something or say something or think something, we're criminalized. That's the difference. So, as far as geopolitics go, that should be something that's very scary, because we're in the mindset of what we know as Americans. We're in the American bubble to where we only think a certain way, that this is the way the whole world is. And that is absolutely not true. Russia, Iran, North Korea, China, all of them, if they want to do something, they can do it. They're going to do it. But a lot of this has kind of got me thinking that civil unrest, and I still don't know if it's going to go to a civil war, but definitely civil unrest is very, very close. I don't need to explain it. I think everybody sees, anybody that watches this video is going to see exactly where we are in this and what has happened over the last couple of years. It's pretty bad. It's ridiculous. It's unimaginable. 5 years ago, this is all unimaginable. There's no way that we would do this as a country. Yet, here we are. So far, people are accepting it. So far, the people that are on the bad end of the stick have stayed silent and shut up because of the fear of prosecution, the fear of the woke, liberal, elitist coming after them. Even England. People have silenced themselves on social media, some people, because of the fear of England coming after them. If you talk about anything that's going on over there, you can be thrown in prison. And as ridiculous as that sounds, I think the U.S. government would be full on board with that happening. They would send us right over to England for prosecution, because that's where we are. So it kind of boils down to get ready. I would like to start doing more prepping videos on things that I'm doing, things that I'm buying, stocking up on, my mindset as far as prepping, because right now, I think that's really important. It's not so much the geopolitics. It's not so much everything crashing down right now. There's a lot of information out there on that. You can just turn on the news and see it if you know how to interpret the bullshit that comes through the news. But we need to prepare. We need to get ready for this, because civil unrest is becoming more and more of a reality every minute that our society continues to go forward. So, yeah, how can you get ready for it? I don't know. Arm up, get ready to protect yourself. I don't know if the food chain is going to really be affected by it, but it could. Absolutely get this going. I still have many more of these to get. Right now I have 17 planters right here. I plan on growing food for myself. I plan on taking care of myself and my small little group. I don't have a problem with maybe taking care of a couple people. Right now what I have here is plenty for the 2 people in my household. But I want to prepare for animals. I want to prepare for nature, storms, wind, oddball freezes that come through after I plant, before I harvest, theft, because let's face it, I do have neighbors. I'm not going to show you, but I got a neighbor over there, ways away. Right now the house is abandoned. It's probably going to stay abandoned for a long time. I'm seeing houses on the market here for months and months that are not getting sold. People are not selling their houses. Very different than what it was. I also have a house over here. I have 2 houses over here. That is more of my worry. Now, am I going to go to extremes to stop somebody from stealing from me? No, not for a while. Am I going to have something to say? Yeah. Am I going to try to catch them red-handed and confront them with evidence? Yes. Am I going to shoot to kill? No. If we get to the point to where we're in a lawless society and I'm getting cleaned out of my resources to stay alive, that's going to be a different story. I don't know what I'll do at that point, but shit is going down right before our eyes. And it's not just the obvious geopolitical issues or economic issues. We might just have something else on the table right now that I wasn't really given enough consideration and thought to. Maybe I discounted it a little bit, thinking, you know what, this is never going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely can. I mean, one thing, definitely stay strapped. I am breaking this in. I'm trying to wear it when I can. I got a new holster. It's a leather back with a Cadex outside that grips the gun. I don't know if you'll be able to see it really. It's black on black. But yeah, it's really comfortable to wear, but I need to break it in. I need to wear it. It's nice to be armed out here on the property anyway. I have not had any issues at all yet. I've had a couple deer get into here. I had a baby deer get into the garden area. As you see, maybe I have it fenced off. You probably won't be able to see it. Maybe you will. 7-foot fence. It's a 7.5, but I got it folded over to 7. Somehow I got a baby deer in here that was just going full speed right into the fence. It was a good test to find out if the fence is going to hold, which it did. But that's about the only threat that I've had for this area so far. That's when I actually had vegetables in here, but I don't know if I ever gave you a video or picture of what it looked like before, but it was 4-foot high weeds. On this side it's going to be all corn, and I'm actually thinking about a greenhouse back there, just to add in maybe a 30-foot by 20-foot, something like that, just to kick up the gardening game a little bit. But keep prepping. Really start thinking about what you need to get in place, what you need to buy, purchase. Time's running out. Time is running out quickly. It's accelerating, really. And not only do we have all the obvious stuff that we got to worry about, which it might be obvious to you, but social unrest is a new one on my docket. So, all right, I will leave you with that. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. If you're having a beautiful day out there, get outside and enjoy it. I'd like to try to get a little bit of work done, but there isn't a whole lot more to do right now in the garden. I need to order a couple more things, get it together, but I got the process started. So right now I'm looking at greenhouses. That's one more thing, more of a major thing I'm trying to do. I am slowly pulling money out of my bank. I want to just kind of touch on this real quick too. A little bit of a side note, but pulling money out of your bank, they record any large withdrawals. You sign paperwork on it a lot of the time. You want to pull out $10,000 in $5 bills, big red flags are going to pop up. Why? It shouldn't really matter, but they do, and it happens. So I was wanting to pull out a decent amount of money, not that denomination or amount, but I wanted to pull out some money, and I knew that they were going to question it, make me have to order it. There was going to be a paper trail of that transaction. And I just didn't really want that. So I decided if I wanted, I got 20s. I think 20s are a good denomination to be able to buy stuff. We have power down. We've already had debit card machines go down, and we're only able to use cash. Right now with the hurricane and all the damage from the hurricane, cash only. It's good to have cash. Bank of America, everybody woke up to zero balances in their accounts. We got cyber attacks. We got all these things are going to happen. So diversify your money as much as possible. I've always had cash on hand. I've always had quite a bit of cash. And just over the last couple years, I've been like, okay, we have the Amish do some work for us and things like that. Just go ahead and grab some out of the stash, pay them with that. We're good to go. We don't have to worry about withdrawing more money. But that's gotten almost non-existent low. I've spent all the cash that I have, so I need to start replenishing that. So I am going to the ATM. Yes, there's a paper trail with it, but there's no questions asked. I can go ahead and get my daily maximum in whatever denomination I want. It's no problem. The armored car services keep those stocked up very well. So I will be able to continuously get cash out of there so I can get my stockpile of cash again. Don't forget about any precious metals, anything like that. That's good to have. Have multiple banks. Have an investment account or something like that. Try to get it spread out. And then if you start seeing the dominoes fall, you'll be able to get a little bit somewhere. Just a good food for thought. Anyway, hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I am rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. Not really short, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Have a good day. I will talk to you guys on the next video, and peace.